This is WitchBlade, the new series, issue 4. I think I got more what I wanted in this issue. Far less cop precinct drama and a lot more WitchBlade lore and that type of stuff. So yeah, that's good. Another really hilarious bit of dialogue, which I'll go into in a minute. But and it's a bit confused as well. So I don't know. Maybe I think sometimes in comics, I don't know, this is a personal thing, I might just need a smaller cast to begin with, and you kind of have to get to know them. I think if you just throw a lot of characters in there, it's hard to kind of track who's who, especially I don't know, like, it's different than watching TV. Like with TV, you can kind of really, like, even the consistency of what the characters look like, and most artists find it hard to draw characters very different, like, so sometimes they can blend into each other and stuff like that, like, but there's kind of all this stuff is kind of cool, as in like there's a lot of dialogue. I'm not even sure how important it is. Like, I get the feeling now that Sara kind of has a thing for this Nottingham guy, like, but it's not really out there, but it's like he's training her in there. Like, she's kind of let her powers go, ceiling falls down, and she's getting all hot and bothered, like, but this is I have to come up close here because I can't. On the laptop it's hard to read. It's much easier on my my tablet. But like, after this kind of scene where the roof falls down, there's like these dialogue box, and it's almost like it's like checking in with her vitals or something, like, but it's like pulse racing, sinuses open, lungs tingling, nips hard as ... So like, there's a lot of these kind of sexual stuff in there, which I guess it's fine. I don't know, it's just not what I was expecting, and it's weird. It's almost like, I don't know, I have a feeling that it's like this day and age, it's way more acceptable for a woman to say that in a book. But like, if a man was like, my dick was hard as fuck, like, there would be outrage. Maybe not, I'm not sure, like, but it's I think I've been conditioned from all of the social commentary that reading something like that is a bit like, oh, but acceptable, you know, because female empowerment and all, which is fine. But I guess one thing as well on this page about the art style, like, I think the artist is really amazing. Like, there's some really amazing stuff, like, but I find the side profiles, a lot of the characters have this kind of like their faces are kind of stretched out this way, like they're almost dog-like looking. Like, see her face and his face, and then when you go here, I don't know, it's just a preference thing for me. But it's like when they turn, I don't really have a nice side profile myself. I have a funny shaped head, so I can't complain, like, but I don't know, when I look at it, like, I think the characters look great from the front, but they do have a bit of a kind of a snout look to them. But yeah, look, I'm rambling here. All of this stuff is great, where Nottingham is kind of training in Sara and giving her the lowdown on the Witchblade. It's like there's almost like this isolated little training area. It's almost phased out from the reality where he can train her, and there's he brings in this kind of undead creature for her to fight. It's almost like a demon zombie or something, like, so there's lots of cool stuff in here, lots of potential, you know. She's fighting it here, and then I love all this, like, you know, just she's out in the city in the snow, and then she's kind of scaling buildings in her kind of full-on Witchblade mode. And like, I think everybody loves this type of stuff, you know, when you're reading like Spider-Man or Daredevil or something. Like, it's kind of this, like, imagine you had those powers and you could, like, you know, just cross a city in a few minutes along the rooftops. Like, I'm sure everybody's fantasized about that, especially when you're younger. But like, this scene, what I don't get, like, I do love all this stuff, but then I'm just not sure, like, it's like she's been called by something, and then you jump here and there, here's the darkness, like, and even the dialogue, I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Like, I don't know if I have to read this again. I think I'm not that invested in it to read it again. I couldn't be arsed, but I might, if something clicks with me later on in the story, I might go back and look at issues to try and explain stuff. But essentially, I think the main point of this issue is she's being trained in. Then you find out this guy who's like the boss of Nottingham, that he's instructing Nottingham to kind of almost corrupt her training and kind of force her down a path which will be kind of not very good for her. Like, so he's being dishonest, and then it just ends where he's standing over her bed with his sword. Like, I know he's not going to kill her, like, you know, like sometimes I hate these types of cliffhangers. Like, am I supposed to be like, oh no, he's going to kill her? But like, we know that's not going to happen. So sometimes I think you should be a bit clever about how these issues end. But I guess I'm not a comic book writer, but I guess I'll just do my criticism here on my little irrelevant channel.